I have twin memories of the first time of being around Carl Frampton at the highest level, and it was ahead of the fight against Kiko Martinez when he won the title outdoors on the Titanic slipway, and it was an unforgettable night.
And listen to that tumultuous occasion that tells us that the waiting is almost over.
There were two elements, one before, one after, that really struck me as to just what Carl Frampton meant to the people around him. And I picked up a copy of the Belfast Telegraph on the day of the fight, and the banner headline across the front of the paper said, along the lines of, "A victory for Carl Frampton tonight will be a victory for the country we all want to live in." And I thought, that is some kind of impact for one single sportsman to make across his city, across his country.
I never go over to the Protestant side because they know what your religion would be and they would try and kill you. I just stay in my own area because I feel more safer.
Do you have any Protestant friends?
No.
You're just in an environment where, especially when you're a kid, you're very easily led and manipulated, and the stuff you're hearing around you is all negative about them on the other side without actually witnessing it. So I would say, fucking Fenian bastards over there. When I was a young kid, you're just saying it because other people are saying it, but you don't really understand it. You get to an age where I started to, be able to think for myself a bit and understand that it's about picking the right role models, I think. And there's good role models in them areas, and there's plenty of good role models in them areas. And if you look up to someone who has good morals, doesn't have to be a sports person, but someone with good morals and good beliefs, rather than a paramilitary or a drug dealer who looks cool with his nice jewelry and nice cars, then your outlook is going to be very different.
There are kind of ghettoized areas, there are working class areas on both sides. There are things that outstrip kind of even religion, that outstrip sectarianism, that outstrip kind of certainly politics, which a lot of the time we needed to do in Northern Ireland. Kids on either side, there's some way of taking them out of a situation and getting them involved in something that'll be good for them. There's so many boxers from different communities. It was like the kids themselves had something in common, that they were being taken out of something and they were put in a world in which, as I say, religion, sectarianism, politics, didn't really play a part.
So when you get to a level where Carl has, and you've become quite a prominent figure in your sport, he's actually quite important to the people of Northern Ireland.
Yeah, unquestionable. I mean, I can't overstate the fact, I think Carl, I think not only the present, but I think history will absolutely show that Carl was clearly a very important sports man in Northern Ireland. But I mean, I think history will show that he played an important role in the same way that Michael O'Neill did with Northern Ireland in the Euros.
O'Neill, oh, a tremendous goal!
In the same way back in the day when people like Geordie Best and Alex Higgins did, they were kind of like temporary beacons of light that kind of lifted people away from the awfulness of what was happening.
Champion! Not for long, mate.
But Carl, I think, someone from Tiger Bay, it's one side of the line, and for him to come from a strong, loyalist background, his marriage to a Catholic girl, but to bring the fans with him, like for everyone, particularly for Catholics to be prepared to go along and say, I'm on Carl Frampton's side. This fighter from the north of Ireland. They can call it Northern Irish, they can call it from the north of Ireland, you can say any label you want, but Carl is from where he's from, and he represents everyone from where he's from.
The man that all the attention is focused on for so long.
As a radio broadcaster, noise and words are the two components that we work with, and without the noise, then the product is greatly diluted, especially in the case of somebody like Carl Frampton, who brings such adulation and such noise to ringside.
Flanked by security personnel on both sides, as so many of the fans just want to wish him well by patting him on the shoulders.
There was a feeling of walking up towards the arena, that you were proud to come from somewhere and that someone was about to represent you. It is like a member of your family representing you, Carl. Or that's what he makes you feel like. And that's what's really beautiful. To be in touch so much with his fans, that they feel that they're part of his life and he is part of theirs, is what really truly defines someone who is kind of like, making people cross all sorts of bridges.
The final 30 seconds of round 5. And what a contest! And a right hand over the top from Carl Frampton. And Kiko Martinez is down. And the
I like what he's done in his career. I remember trying to get home early for the quick fight because I knew that was a big deal. Just over there was a big deal. So, you know, it had a huge impact for us over here in America as well.
I will take Carl Frampton out. You will be leaving Manchester with your tail between your legs. Thank you.
I had a bit of difficulty hearing what the boys had to say there because there's such a crowd. It didn't have that problem yesterday in Manchester. We'll be taking over Manchester on the 27th.
He has something on the line, which is history. That's kind of, you know, that's tough right there to compete with. Like I said, it's no animosity. To me, boxing is still a sport. I'm a sportsman. And like I said, I look at it as just two good guys competing against one another. And we just, you know, we have families we want to take care of, that we need to provide for. And we just want to stamp our name, our own names and legacy. I was always athletic, you know, I was always in sport. So getting through the physical aspects was never really the hard part. It was basically like they said, they break you down to build you up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You got to go through a lot of mentally challenging tasks as a Marine, especially when you put in a leadership position where other lives are depending on you.
Target!
I started out as bottom of the rankings, but you eventually grow into a leader. But as you grow, you take on more responsibility, and that can either make you or break you.
When you talk about split-second decisions, I don't think there's a sport that can punish you for sometimes making the wrong decision more than boxing. But when you've been on deployment twice, as you say, those split-second decisions really are life and death.
And that's why I think, in terms of boxing, just with the Olympic team, that's why it was an easy transition in terms of being the team captain, because, you know, I've dealt with when I've been in situations where I had to make, you know, a real tough decision. So you not only had to follow through with that decision, but I had to, you know, make sure that the men and women that behind me are confident with that decision as well.
How did it feel to be an Olympian?
This is an amazing feeling, you know, one of a kind. It's just a dream come true for me. You still have that sense of pride of representing your country, even though the last time I represented my country was on the battlefield. But this time around, it's in the battlefield of the ring.
XL London, are you ready?
Obviously, you know who the favourites are in the draw. Barinchik, Iglesias, and maybe Yelusanov. When you get drawn against Yelusanov and you see that name, does the mindset change? Is it just we've got to do what we've got to do to try and win?
No, because at that point in time, remember, he was really young.
Yeah.
So there was not much on him. Like, I knew what his resume and background was, just a tad bit, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like when you're going into the Olympics and you're worried about, you know, the Ukraine team or the Cuban team and things that, you know, those guys who stick out very well on those type of from those countries. But I knew Kazakhstan has always had a you know, a great amateur background in recent years, at least. So I knew, like, you know, the kid was legit.
You were out in that round of 32. But you still have a responsibility to your teammates as their captain.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, even when like I said, I lost the first round of the games, but as a team captain, I made sure to be at each and every one of my teammates' competition and to watch them compete, make sure that they're set mentally, and you know, just be a real good sport about it. Because you see a lot of guys, they lose, they don't want to be bothered anymore. They go and do their own thing, but that wasn't me. You know, that shows character. You know, from what I was doing. Like, it didn't matter if I lost. I had an obligation. I'm a team captain, so my job is to make sure that that my team is prepared and they're set mentally to go into that ring.
I guess a lot of that mindset must come from your time in the Marine Corps as well, learning about leadership and learning about, you know, playing for the team.
I mean, yeah, definitely, because I always say, I've been through worse. You know, I've been through worse. I've dealt with 2 deployments. I've lost friends. I lost family. So, you know, just being in just the sport of boxing, to me, that's just a blessing, especially at this level, even at the Olympic level. You know, as an amateur, your dream is to get to the Olympics. I achieved that. Even though I didn't get on the podium, you know, I can still carry on, you know, the rest of my life saying I was a U.S. Olympian, which is a great honor. And, you know, like I said, I'm just honored just to be around great individuals around that competed then, not just in the United States, the UK, Ireland, or wherever. There was an Olympic test run back in November of 2011, and that's when I competed against my good friend Josh Taylor. You know, me and Josh fought in that tournament, and since then, you know, we became, you know, good friends, and it's like that's why I really enjoyed the amateur program, because you come across a lot of, not only just a lot of great athletes, but a lot of, you know, great individuals. So that's what I really took from the amateur program back in those days.
It's nice that you will grow up and have success together, because you can sometimes get isolated in this sport.
Of course, I still keep contact with just about each and every one of those individuals, and even other guys that, you know, I may competed against or came across, you know, during my time from the international level. And it's always great to see how some of these guys progress from that period to where they're at now.
And the new WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World.
I think it's as big a challenge as any he's faced in his career because of the sheer size of Jamel Herring. I think it's going to take very close to the best performance of his career, and I'm openly going to say I don't know that performance is still there. I have fears about the hands. You know, the only true treatment for hands in that condition is retirement. Just don't punch anymore.
What's going on then, mate? I'm seeing some news.
Yeah, got a bit of a twinge to my hand. Nothing serious. It'll be fine with a bit of rest. So I've had to stop sparring. I asked for a postponement, which I'm actually surprised I was allowed to do. I can't afford to be half ready for this guy. I need to be firing on all cylinders, and I will be whenever this fight happens, end of March, early April, whatever date they're talking about.
Having a new fight date and having to postpone is, well, it's frustrating. I thank Jamel Herring for understanding, and obviously with what went on with him last year in the COVID, I know he understands, and he will want me to be in the best shape possible, as opposed just to make the best fight as well. So yeah, disappointed, but it is what it is.
He said he's going on the 11th.
What are you doing, 3 weeks?
Yeah. Sorry. Hey, where's money? Listen, you'll be out. That's it. Oh yeah. Get me down. Get me down Skid Row.
It's the third time that I've sparred Carl. It's great work. He's got many strengths. Like, what are his weaknesses, you know? He's very clever, very smart, strong. Yeah, everything. He's a very smart fighter.
4 weeks on Saturday, innit? You can see how trim he is though. Yesterday I've been making him eat more because which is a great problem to have. But he's like just a little over 10 stone, which is perfect for this time. And that's ate up as well. So if at any point in time, if he cut his carbs down for a day or two, he'd be like fucking 9 stone 10. He's within touching distance of the weight. So it's a great scenario to be in at his age and against someone who we think is struggling at the weight, because the sort of last third of the fight then, as long as we get the first part right, the last third of it should all fall into our favour then.
Envision that catching and returning now, yeah? Catch, throw, but come low with your Carl, come with the left low, yeah? Good. It's great work for my fighter Alex, you know, being in with an elite level fighter like Carl, it can only bring him on. And, you know, hopefully, well, I think so, because he's going to stay part of the camp. Thankfully, he's offering Carl something for his, you know, upcoming fight with Jamel Herring.
The fight has been moved to Dubai on the 3rd of April. I've already started back sparring hard, pretty heavy, no issues.
Good, very good, patient.
Alex Dilmaghani, former European super featherweight title challenger. Similar dimensions to Herring. He works at a higher pace than Herring though, so it's harder work, a bit more physically demanding. But it's good work because I need that. I need that type of work. And I've had guys like Anto Hikachian, who's been good southpaw sparring, Jack Catterall, Akib Fiaz, who can box southpaw as well. So the sparring I've had for this camp has been top notch.
It'll open, the opportunities will open up more as the spar goes on. Where you caught his own backhand and you shot your own backhand right down the middle, yeah? That was really good. Obviously, listen, there's only once you threw a lazy jab. Carl loves that. He loves to feed off it and throw his own backhand, yeah? Nothing can be lazy with that jab, yeah? But all in all, though, good first round, yeah?
Your tempo and your gear's here by pot shotting and rhythm, yet you're not expending as much. Really good, though. Really, really good. So, that was the right time to punch back. This is 6 now.
Catch.
Decisions. Don't have to go too much. Time. Stop, boys. Well done. Beautiful. Cheers, Al. Come down, mate.
Well done, mate. Good work again, yeah?
Compton's done it today.
Yeah?
He's done it today.
Good. Yeah. Both of us. Come here. Good. Jump out, mate.
When you went for your little walk, your heart rate come down 15 beats a minute in that 20 seconds straight away. So do the same here now. Yeah, your recovery's fucking great. Let's go. Last one now. Let's go. Change. Carl, defend. Roll, roll. Let's go, punch. Boom, 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 boom. Sit down, mate. Sit down. Close your eyes, relax. Big deep breaths. It's never going to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? In terms of everything what we fucking talking about, an ideal scenario where you go, right, let's do this and then this will happen. And then you sit there and you don't wait there for that comeback. But it's never going to be like that. What you've just done there today is like fucking near enough as perfect as you're ever going to get it. It's his voice what I hear in my head when I think about stuff like that. Because I suppose it's like anything. So if someone's taught you something and there's a scenario unfolds where whatever lesson it was they taught you, that's who would spring into mind. So the majority of the ones I got in my boxing career was from all. People say it about the way that when we're talking and we're coaching and stuff like that, how similar we are as sort of people in the way we coach. So that's the biggest compliment anyone could give you. I'm really happy with where he is. His sort of eagerness and his patience is what's impressing me the most at the minute. I think a big part of that is lessons learned in the past, you know, the stuff with Josh Warrington, the lessons what he's took from that defeat. those are big parts of this fight where we know we can't make those mistakes, especially against someone who's got the size advantages what Herring has. But his discipline in what he's doing at the moment is really good. So that's where we wanted him to be, in my mind, by the time the fight come, and he's already sort of fallen into place with a month to go, so perfect timing really.
Because
Just like having a baby, it opens the fridge and all.
have you seen this happening?
Yeah.
No, we're not getting a monkey. That's mental. Absolutely a mental idea. Definitely not happening. Where's Ross? I haven't spoke to him all day.
Hey.
Alright, son. What are you watching?
Yeah. Ronald.
What's Ronald?
Ronald OMG.
Ronald 1G? What is that?
OMG.
Oh, is it a cartoon or like YouTube crap?
It's YouTube.
I'm landing at 4 tomorrow, so if you can get me, sweet. If not, I'll see you about 4:30 down at Gaff. This is the ring jacket. There was never going to be the crowd that we expected, so we've got messages printed on my shorts and gown of support from the fans and statements that the fans have said over the years on social media. Time to make history. One final magical night in Belfast. Signing off at the top. Carl, you're an exciting fighter. We're all with you. Win, lose or draw, you'll always be our hero. And the new 3-net world champion. Proud of what you've done. Working class champion with working class fans about to make history. Cross the divide, united a nation. When my name's called and I'm standing on the ramp, you just feel this, I don't know, something like, it's amazing. It's amazing. I can't really describe it. I wish I could bottle it up and keep it forever.
If he was to beat Jamel Herring, he would be, for me, the best of those 3-weight world champions. But it is going to be a giant task. It's the ultimate 50-50.
Right hand from Carl Frampton, and Kiko Martinez is down.
If he should win this fight, then he will go down not just as one of Ireland's greatest ever, but also one of the mainland's greatest ever as well.
She's never been to Belfast to watch this man in action. It is an experience.
For me, his legacy is already secure, but it will be greatly enhanced by a win against Herring.